Hello, my name's Heather, and I'm going to show you how I made this model in Gravity Sketch. In this video, I start working on the heel stabilizer as you see it in the final rendering, as well as further refining of the quarter molding. So for this heel stabilizer, I am using the stroke tool just to sort of hash a shape out that I would like. And again, I'm using a color that I can, that just really contrasts. So this is purely shape based at this point, this drawing. So don't be scared of the colors. And my original intention was to make that quarter molding go into the heel and create, because if you're molding something, maybe you can reduce the number of molds, right? And make the heel stabilizer part of the eye row molding. But in this case, I have changed my mind. I'm going to do a separate piece, just as you are seeing me put together right here. And I'm just sort of, hashing the shape out really casually with it. So it's like I have a tube of toothpaste and I'm just sort of smashing a shape in place right there. So I'm just gonna, fill it in a little bit. Sometimes I do this when I'm working on a model or if I'm actually designing straight in 3D and I want to think about something. So this isn't going to be the final 3D piece for it, but I'm going to leave this here, just fill it in a little bit with some cross hatches or some sort of grid to give me something visual to look at while I work on other parts of the model. So I've put that in place. I'm going to think about that for a little bit, and I've decided to make the eyelets of this be part of the actual quarter molding. So I'm going to add a piece, a little bridge between the two sides. So it's the same sub D object. So all I really need to do is remove those faces from those small sections, and then I can extrude or extend faces between those and really just create a bridge. So that is what I do for this eye row piece. And as I put it together and I start to think about it, the interaction between the laces on a shoe and its eyelets are really important. So I start to think about if I'm going to actually put a hard bevel on where the laces actually touch the mold. And that's something that people have to think really carefully about, because molds can abrade laces. And I don't know if people have noticed on certain shoes or footwear they've had, if they have a something that's hard that touches the lace when you pull it tight or whatever, over months of wear, that will actually start to deteriorate the lace, and you'll get, unraveling, not just from the ends near the aglets, but also where that lace is constantly rubbing on those mold pieces. So as I work, I'm in my head already thinking, like, what parts of this are going to be smooth to facilitate the laces moving, and how easy it is to pull them tight, and how little damage the mold can do to the laces in the process. So I build two bridges, one on the medial side, one on the lateral side. Again, thinking about where I have hard edges and where I have rounded edges. And then I go back and I've decided I am going to keep the shape as I've drawn it with the toothpaste. So I'm going to create its own layer, and within that layer I'm going to take a sub-D cube and create that heel stabilizer piece with it. And I'll do this the way I did the quarter piece and the outsole and kind of the midsole. Is I will create that shape, and then as I go I will start adding loops very carefully, and then also using the crease tool anywhere where that piece is touching or abutting the upper of the model. And this will give me a nice clean edge to work with. And I stick with that. There's more that's going to happen to this counterpiece, but I'm going to continue looking a little bit at the cleaning up the quarter molding and getting rid of those buttresses or support pieces that I had built in. I no longer need those because I think I'm going to keep it cleaner back there. And then I have also decided to connect the two pieces of our blucher and kind of create a U-bell. So it's interesting how this has evolved, and I am doing this because as I've been thinking about my laces, I think I'm going to put a couple pieces of webbing instead of one single U-bell webbing at the base of the tongue. I'm going to do two, and just a little bit more adjustment. I'm also going to move the eye row away and up from the upper a little bit like it would in real life, so it comes out a little bit, and you can fit the laces in there in real life, so you can see where they come underneath and then come out on top. In the next couple videos I will be showing you that. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned because we are getting super close to being finished with modeling this sneaker in Gravity Sketch.